A warm welcome to everyone. I am S. Sashriga during second year MBBS in Dhanlakshmi Srinivasan Medical College, Perambalur. And today's topic is appendix. It is an important 5-mark question, so I want everyone to listen carefully. Let's see the synopsis of today's topic. First is the origin, then dimensions, next parts, and then position, blood supply, nerve supply, lymphatic drainage, and finally applied anatomy. Come on, let's get started. So first, origin. It is a worm-like diverticulum, hence called as vermiform appendix. It arises from the posteromedial wall of the cecum, 2 cm below the ileocecal orifice. Here in this diagram, you can see that this is the terminal part of the ileum and this is the cecum. Here we have the ileocecal orifice. So 2 cm below the ileocecal orifice, in the posteromedial wall of the cecum, we have the origin of appendix, and this is the origin of appendix. Here the appendix also has an orifice called appendicular orifice, and it is occasionally guarded by a valve called valve of Gerlach. So the next one is dimensions. The length of appendix is approximately 2 to 20 centimeters and an average 9 centimeter. The length varies with the age. It is longer in children than in adults. Next is the diameter. It is 5 millimeter. Above the lumen, as the age increases, the lumen gets narrower and often obliterated after mid-adult life. So the next is parts. Appendix has 3 parts. They are base, body and tip. If you see the base of the appendix, it is fixed in the posteromedial wall of the cecum, and the body of appendix is a tubular part between the base and the tip. Next is the tip of appendix. It is the free blind end and it is directed in various directions. Next, let's see about the mesoappendix. The appendix is an intraperitoneal structure and it is suspended by a small triangular fold of peritoneum called the mesoappendix or appendicular mesentery. Here in this diagram, you can see this is the ileum, cecum, and this is the appendix. And here is our mesoappendix. It is a small triangular fold of peritoneum. Here, the blood supply of appendix runs in the free margins of mesoappendix to reach the tip of the appendix. Next is a McBurney's point. It is more important clinically and it is more often asked viva questions too. So this point lies at the junction of lateral 1/3 and medial 2/3 of the line joining the right anterior superior iliac spine, which is called ASIS, to the umbilicus. It is the site of maximum tenderness in appendicitis. Here you can see in this diagram, this is the anterior superior iliac spine and this is the umbilicus. So this McBurney's point is at the junction lateral 1/3 and medial 2/3 of the line joining the anterior superior iliac spine and umbilicus, and it is the most important site during appendicitis where the maximum tenderness can be felt. Next, let's talk about the position of appendix. Normally, the appendix lies in the right iliac fossa. The base of appendix is fixed, whereas The tip can point in any of the following direction. Come on, let's see them. For an easy understanding and remembrance, here the positions of appendix are compared to the hour hand of clock. In this diagram, it shows the different positions of appendix. As we already know that this is the base of the appendix, and this is the body, and this is the tip of the appendix. So this tip of appendix points in many directions. Totally we have 6 positions in which the appendix is directed. In this slide, let's just get an idea of different types of positions, and in further slides, let's see one by one in detail. First is a paracolic position. So this is the paracolic position, which is also called 11 o'clock position, as it resembles the hour hand striking 11. And the next one is a retrocolic position. It is also called 12 o'clock position, as the same it resembles the hour hand striking 12. And third one will be the splenic position. The splenic position, it is also called 2 o'clock position, as it resembles the hour hand striking 2. Here in the splenic position, you can see this is the terminal part of the ileum, and the appendix may pass above the ileum or behind the ileum. So if the appendix passes in front of the ileum, it is called pre-ileal type, and if it passes behind the ileum, it is called as post-ileal type. The next one is a promontoric position. It is also called as 3 o'clock position. And next one is a pelvic position, and it is called as 4 o'clock position. And the last position is a mid-inguinal position. It is also called 6 o'clock position, as the appendix here it resembles the hour hand striking 6, so it is called 6 o'clock position. Now let's see them one by one in detail. The first one is paracolic position, which is also called as 11 o'clock position. And here the appendix lies below the cecum, that is, it passes upwards and to the right of the ascending colon. Here you can see this is the paracolic position. This is the cecum and the base of the appendix, then body, the tip. It passes upwards and to the right, and it is called as paracolic position or 11 o'clock position. The second one is retrocolic position or retrocecal position. It is also called as 12 o'clock position. It is the commonest type, which is seen in approximately 60% of the cases, and the appendix may pass behind the cecum and ascending colon. So hence it is also called as retrocecal or retrocolic position. Next is a splenic position, which is also called as 2 o'clock position. Here the appendix tip passes upwards and medially in front of the terminal part of the ileum or behind the terminal part of the ileum. If it passes to the front of the ileum, it is called pre-ileal type. If it passes behind the ileum, it is called post-ileal type. And here the tip of the appendix points towards the spleen, so it's called as splenic position. The pre-ileal type is the most dangerous type because the inflammation from the appendix spreads to the general peritoneal cavity. So let's see that in the diagram, and here you can see this is the ileum and cecum, and you can see the appendix, it passes in front of the ileum, so it is called the pre-ileal type, and sometimes it passes behind the ileum and it is called as post-ileal type. So the fourth one is the promontoric position, which is also called as 3 o'clock position. In this position, the tip of the appendix, you can see it will be directed horizontally and pointing the sacral promontory. This promontoric position is very rare in occurrence. Here in this diagram you can see it is directed horizontally. It passes horizontally to the left. And in this diagram you can see that this is the McBurney's point, anterior superior iliac spine and umbilicus, and here the appendix, it is passing horizontally to the left and pointing towards the sacral promontory, and hence it is called as promontoric position. And the fifth one is a pelvic position. It is also called as 4 o'clock position. It is the second commonest position and it is seen in approximately 30% of cases. The appendix tip passes downwards and medially and it crosses the pelvic brim and enters the true pelvis. See, this is the pelvic position, which is also called 4 o'clock position. Here in this diagram you can see that the appendix, it is passing downwards and medially and it crosses this pelvic brim. This is the pelvic brim. So it crosses the pelvic brim and it enters the true pelvis. So it is called as pelvic position. And the next one, sixth one, is the mid-inguinal position. It is also called as 6 o'clock position. Here, the appendix tip passes vertically downwards below the cecum and it points towards the inguinal ligament. As it is below the cecum, it is also called as subcecal position. Here you can see the appendix, it is pointing vertically downwards and it resembles the hour hand of clock striking 6, hence called 6 o'clock position. So the next one is the blood supply of appendix. So first is the arterial supply. Abdominal aorta, it is a main artery in the body, and from here we have the superior mesenteric artery, which is a branch of abdominal aorta. Next, this branches gives ileocholic artery. Then from ileocholic artery we have superior division and inferior division, and from inferior division we have our appendicular artery. So this appendicular artery supplies the appendix. So about the appendicular artery. The appendix is supplied by the appendicular artery, which is the branch of inferior division of ileocholic artery. The appendicular artery is an end artery. It passes behind the terminal part of the ileum and it runs in the free margins of mesoappendix to reach the tip of the appendix. So this is the arterial supply. Next is a venous drainage. And the blood from the appendix is drained by appendicular vein and it drains into the ileocholic vein, and then it drains into superior mesenteric vein, and finally the blood is drained into the portal vein. So this is the venous drainage. Next heading is the nerve supply. The parasympathetic nerve is derived from the vagus nerve and the sympathetic nerves are derived from T9 and T10 segments of spinal cord through the colic plexus. The next one is the lymphatic drainage. The most lymphs are directly drained into ileocholic nodes and some amount are indirectly drained into the appendicular nodes. Next is the applied anatomy. Here, the inflammation of appendix is known as the appendicitis. It is seen in adolescent people. And in this condition, it is usually necessary to remove the appendix. The operation for the removal of appendix is called as appendicectomy. We already know that McBurney's point is the maximum site of tenderness during appendicitis, and the pain caused by the appendicitis is first felt in the umbilical region, and that is called referred pain. So the referred pain of the appendix is felt in the umbilicus region. So thank you. I wish that you would have got clear about this topic. So thank you so much for this opportunity.